here we are at the table saw, and I think I'm going to do a little bit of an outtake because I want to compare my big box store rip blade to the blades that Harvey is selling, these Leets, if I'm saying that correctly, Leets destroyer blades. So I'm going to do the first rip down with big box blade and then switch blades, and we'll compare the cuts between the two. We'll have to take into account that this is a brand new blade, never been used, so it's going to cut better no matter what. But at least we can see how much better, and is it really worth the premium price for these blades that Harvey sells. Here we go, first cut.
Blade, currently selling for $31.57 for one and $47.97 for two.
One of the reasons that I wanted to buy these blades from Harvey is that the arbor and the ring that goes on the Harvey saw has these two extra holes that it engages. Most, if the vast majority of saw blades do not have those holes, and so they still work, but I have to flip the ring with those detents around so that it doesn't interfere. It hasn't been a problem that I know of, but anyway, that was kind of one of the driving factors why I wanted to buy the Harvey blades. Okay, let me bring you in here, and you can have a look at this ring that I'm talking about that has the additional little guides that engage the blade. Like I said, I just flip it around for blades that don't have it. I'm going to use this Harvey blade. I'll put it back around the other way. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get this installed, and then we'll give it a test.
So raise your hand or leave a comment if you hate changing blades in your table saw. You would think for as long as the table saw has existed, they could come up with a way that was easier. I know a lot of us, just because of the difficulty and the time that it takes, will make cuts with blades that aren't really meant for the type of cut we're making, just because I really don't want to change this blade again. Wonder how many people think like that. Regardless, the new Harvey Destroyer blade, 36 tooth, has been installed. We're going to make this cut. This blade is currently selling on sale on Harvey's website for $85.
So, in my opinion, the cut with the brand new blade is definitely better. I don't know that you're going to be able to see the difference on camera. You have to take my word for it. This is the premium blade rip. This is the big box store rip. They're both good cuts, don't get me wrong. Both have very little tear out on the bottom. To be honest, they're both really good cuts. There's just a level of smoothness with the premium blade that's really beyond what the big box store blade can do. But again, you are talking about the difference between a $50 blade and a $100 blade. So I'm hoping that the longevity of it and the size of the carbide teeth on it will make it worth having it resharpened and keeping it for a long, long time, as opposed to these big box store blades, which probably just aren't worth having them resharpened because of the price. Anyway, that's the end of our outtake. We're going to get back to building this piece of furniture. Okay, so got the joiners, or the planer set up over here, getting ready to run these boards through. One of the things I've done is I've marked the jointed edge with an arrow towards the side, towards the face that was up against the fence on the jointer. So I did check it for square, but just in case it isn't quite square, that error will cancel each other out if I flip the face side over board to board. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how well it works. Let's get these boards through the planer and get them all down to a uniform thickness. Hopefully I'll be able to leave them a little above 3/4 of an inch so that after the glue up I can run back through in case there's any minor misalignment there. We'll get started.
This portion of the video is sped up at 8 times normal speed. The planer is used to make the second face of the board parallel with the first face that was made flat on the other machine called a jointer. The other purpose of the planer is to bring the boards down to their final thickness, or at least to a uniform thickness, one board to the next. One of the things I noticed while watching this video myself is that more than once I've made adjustments to the planer settings after having only run 2 of the 3 boards through. As far as I can tell, that didn't matter a whole lot because this has long been done, but just something to be aware of.
Well, I've matched up the grain pattern the best I could. I think it's going to look nice. You see we've got a couple of matching, almost symmetrical lighter wood over there. This middle board seems to have been quarter sawn, which is cool but unusual. And anyway, I've got plenty of cauls and plenty of clamps, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this up, and you can follow along. It's a pretty basic process.
This portion of the video is sped up at 8 times normal speed. Here we are applying glue to the edges of the boards that will be in contact with one another. This is being done to create a panel that is wide enough for our project. The boards that are going perpendicular to the main project boards are red oak hardwood flooring left over from another project. Apply liberal glue to the edges. Tighten your clamps. Medium pressure is best. Don't over tighten them, as you can cause them to cup against one another in opposite directions, which is quite undesirable.